My lemon tree gave me 0 fruit for 3 years. Spring 2021. I planted a Meyer lemon in my backyard. Lush green leaves, beautiful branches spreading wide. But not a single lemon, not even one flower. Every spring, I waited. Nothing. I tried everything. More fertilizer, more water, bigger pot. Made it worse. I almost gave up. Then, at a local nursery, I met a commercial citrus grower from Central California. He told me about remedy number 2, the water stress technique. It sounded backward. Stop watering? But I tried it. 14 days of no water. Week 4, I saw the first flower buds. By week 6, my tree was covered. Wait until you see what remedy number 2 can do for your tree. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 remedies that turn leafy trees into fruit factories, ranked from lazy to hands-on. And remedy number 2, it's used by every commercial citrus farm, and it costs you absolutely nothing. So why did my tree refuse to flower for 3 years? Let me show you the first reason. Reason number 1, too much nitrogen. Nitrogen is the nutrient that drives vegetative growth. Leaves, stems, branches. Think of nitrogen like caffeine for plants. It pushes them to grow bigger, taller, greener. But here's the problem. When a plant has unlimited nitrogen, it focuses all its energy on growth. Not reproduction, not flowers, not fruit. You'll see dark green, glossy leaves. Most people think, my tree is healthy, but that's a sign of too much nitrogen. Here's why. Nitrogen creates chlorophyll. That's what makes leaves green. It also builds amino acids and proteins. These drive rapid cell division. More leaves, more branches. But flowering requires a different signal. It requires the plant to shift from growth mode to survival mode, from building its body to making seeds. When nitrogen is high, the plant produces growth hormones. These hormones tell the plant, keep growing. You're safe. No need to reproduce yet. This creates what's called top-heavy growth. The top of the tree keeps pushing out new shoots. Those shoots suppress flower buds lower down. It's a biological priority system. Growth first, reproduction second. But if growth never stops, reproduction never starts. This is especially common with high nitrogen fertilizers. You know the ones. The labels say 20-10-10 or 30-15-15. That first number, that's nitrogen. Great for leafy vegetables like lettuce or spinach. Terrible for fruiting trees because citrus doesn't need constant growth. It needs a balance. Enough nitrogen to stay healthy, but not so much that it forgets to flower. There's a concept called the carbon to nitrogen ratio. When nitrogen is too high relative to carbon, the plant prioritizes structure over reproduction. When the ratio shifts, when nitrogen drops, the plant feels a signal. Resources are limited. Time to make seeds. That's when flower buds form. So if your lemon tree has lush, dark green leaves but 0 flowers, you're probably overfeeding nitrogen. That's reason number 1. Now let me show you reason number 2. And this one is counterintuitive. Reason number 2, constant water. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, plants need water to survive. Yes, but constant moisture actually suppresses flowering. Here's why. Water is an environmental signal. When a plant has unlimited water, it interprets that as conditions are perfect. Keep growing. No stress, no urgency. But flowering is triggered by mild stress, a signal that says, resources might be scarce soon, time to reproduce. Continuous watering removes that signal. The plant never shifts from growth to reproduction. Think about it from the plant's perspective. If water is always available, why rush to make seeds? There's no biological urgency. But when water becomes limited, just for a short period, the plant responds. It shifts hormone production from growth hormones to flowering hormones. This is why controlled water stress is one of the most powerful techniques for triggering citrus flowers. And I'll show you exactly how to do it in just a few minutes. But first, let me show you the third reason. Reason number 3 has to do with light. Reason number 3, dense canopy blocking light. Citrus trees need strong, direct sunlight to produce flowers, at least 6 hours a day. But here's what happens when a tree grows unchecked. The outer branches create a thick canopy. This canopy shades the inner branches. And those shaded branches, they can't produce flower buds. Here's why. Flower buds require a lot of energy to form. That energy comes from photosynthesis. But photosynthesis requires light. A branch in permanent shade can produce just enough energy to survive. Maybe grow a few leaves, but not enough to support flower buds. So the tree prioritizes. It sends resources to the branches with the most light, the outer branches. Those outer branches grow more leaves, creating even more shade. It's a feedback loop. The more the tree grows, the less light reaches the interior. The less light, the fewer potential flowering sites. There's another issue. Light isn't just about energy. It's also a signal. Strong, direct sunlight tells the plant, this is a good location. Reproduce here. Shade tells the plant, not ideal. Save your energy. So even if a shaded branch has enough nutrients and water, it won't flower because the light signal is missing. This creates what I call a hormonal imbalance. The outer branches receive strong light. They produce flowering hormones. But the inner branches are stuck in low light mode. They keep producing growth hormones, trying to reach the light. This imbalance compounds the problem. The tree becomes a ball of leaves with 0 flowers. That's reason number 3. Now, those are the 3 main reasons lemon trees don't flower. Too much nitrogen, constant water, dense shade. So how do you fix it? Let me show you the 5 remedies. I'm going to show you 5 remedies, ranked from easiest to most hands-on. Start with number 1 if you want the lazy approach. But if I'm being honest, remedy number 2 is the most powerful, and it requires you to do nothing. Let's start. Remedy number 1. Remedy number 1 is the easiest. Just stop your high nitrogen fertilizer. Cut nitrogen. Increase potassium. Potassium is the nutrient that drives reproduction. It activates enzymes, moves sugars, signals flowering hormones. Here's what to look for. A fertilizer labeled 5-10-10. That's 5% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus, 10% potassium. Low nitrogen, high potassium. Apply it once a month during the growing season, spring through fall. This sends a clear signal to your tree. Stop growing. Start reproducing. The combined approach, reducing nitrogen while increasing potassium, creates what I call a reproduction priority signal. Your tree shifts its internal chemistry from building leaves to building flowers. That's remedy number 1. Simple, easy. Just change your fertilizer. Now, remedy number 2. This is the one that changed my tree. Remedy number 2 is the lazy gardener's secret. Just stop watering. No products, no heavy lifting, no spraying. You literally do nothing for 2 weeks. Here's how it works. Controlled water stress triggers a biological urgency. The tree feels resources are scarce, time to reproduce. It shifts from growth hormones to flowering hormones. This is the most powerful and reliable trigger for citrus flowers, and it's used by every commercial citrus operation. Here's what you do. Stop watering completely. Watch for the sign. Slight leaf drooping. Not wilting, not curling. Just a subtle droop. That means the tree is feeling mild stress. Then, deep water. Soak the soil thoroughly. This creates a physiological contrast. Dry period. Sudden abundance. The tree responds with dense, uniform bloom. Now, the exact timing depends on your climate. Zone 9 to 11. Warm climates like Florida, Southern California, 12 to 14 days. Zone 7 to 8. Moderate climates, 15 to 16 days. Zone 5 to 6. Cooler climates, 18 to 20 days. Why the difference? Cooler temperatures mean slower evaporation. Your tree takes longer to feel the stress. Container trees, indoors, 14 days regardless of zone. Controlled environment. Now, a warning. Watch for these signs of overstress. Leaves curling upward. That's too much. If that happens, deep water immediately. Light shade for 2 days. Your tree will recover. But if you catch it at the drooping stage, before the curl, you're in the perfect window. This is the technique that changed my tree. Week 4, flower buds appeared. Week 6, covered in flowers. This is remedy number 2, the most powerful, and it costs you absolutely nothing. That's remedy number 2. Now let me show you remedies 3, 4, and 5. These are more hands-on. Remedy number 3, shoot bending. This one is highly effective, but often overlooked. Here's what you do. Find vertical shoots on your lemon tree. These are the fast-growing branches pointing straight up. Bend them to a 45 to 60 degree angle. Use soft rope or plant clips. Don't break the branch, just gently bend it. Here's why this works. Vertical shoots have strong upward flow of growth hormones. These hormones suppress flowering. When you bend the shoot, you disrupt that flow. You weaken what's called top-heavy growth. This activates dormant flower buds along the branch. Within a few weeks, you'll see buds forming. The advantage? It's gentler than heavy pruning. You keep the branch. You just redirect its energy from vertical growth to horizontal flowering. Now, can't reach tall branches? Focus on lower shoots only. Just as effective. You don't need to bend every branch. Even bending 3 or 4 shoots will trigger a response. That's remedy number 3. Remedy number 4. Remedy number 4. Light pruning. The key word here is light, not heavy. Here's what to do. Remove vertical water shoots. These are the thin, fast-growing branches shooting straight up. They steal energy from flowering sites. Cut them at the base. Then, open the center of the tree. Remove a few interior branches to let light in. Not too many, just enough for sunlight to penetrate. Here's the difference between light and heavy pruning. Heavy pruning removes a lot of wood. This triggers more growth hormones. The tree panics and pushes out new shoots. Light pruning is subtle. It adjusts the internal balance without triggering panic. The tree stays calm. It redirects energy from removed shoots to flower buds. You also improve the microclimate inside the canopy. More light, better air circulation. This creates ideal conditions for flowering. 15 minutes, every 3 months. That's all it takes. That's remedy number 4. And finally, remedy number 5. Remedy number 5. Foliar spray. This one is supplementary. Use it after the water stress period. Here's what you need. Phosphorus and boron. Phosphorus supports energy transfer. It helps flower buds differentiate. Boron strengthens cell walls. It improves sugar transport and pollen development. You can buy these as a foliar spray. Look for products labeled Bloom Booster or Flowering Formula. Apply it to the leaves, not the soil. The nutrients absorb directly through the leaf surface. Do this right after you deep water following the stress period. It acts as a reproductive booster. Your tree has just shifted into flowering mode. This spray reinforces that signal. That's remedy number 5. Those are the 5 remedies. Let me recap those 5 remedies for you. Let me recap the 5 remedies. Number 1. Stop high nitrogen fertilizer. Use 5-10-10. Number 2. Water stress. The lazy gardener's secret. Number 3. Shoot bending. 45 to 60 degrees. Number 4. Light pruning. 15 minutes every 3 months. Number 5. Foliar spray. Phosphorus and boron. Start with the easiest. Work your way up. So here's what happens next spring. Your neighbor walks by, sees your lemon tree covered in flowers. They stop. They ask, "What fertilizer are you using? That tree looks incredible." You smile. You say, "I stopped fertilizing and I barely water it." They won't believe you. They think you're joking until they see the lemons growing. That's when they ask for your secret. If you want to see this work, comment your zone below. I'll tell you the exact water stress timing for your climate. And subscribe for the next video. How to get 3 times more lemons from the same tree. Using the thinning trick. See you in the garden.